Hi everybody, I'm Krisha. I wanted to thank you all for watching my videos, for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing. It really means a lot to me when you guys leave comments saying thank you. Thank you guys too. And letting me know that you're sharing with other musicians, other music ministers, other choir members. It means so much to me. So thank you guys so much for that. Okay, recently a subscriber, Allison, thank you Allison. Allison asked, how do you suggest introducing new songs to the congregation? We're having some disagreement about whether to even introduce them due to being afraid people will just not participate. Okay, so that's a really great point. Sometimes when we start to do something new, people are a little hesitant to participate. We want to make sure that we do have participation from our parishioners. So, I also think it's extremely important to introduce new songs. So yes, we have to introduce new songs. And old songs, you know, a lot of the traditional stuff that we've forgotten over the years because we don't necessarily use them very often, maybe once a year, like some of the Latin stuff that we do. So I think it's extremely important to introduce new and old songs to the congregation. So there are a couple methods to do this. Let's talk about how first. So one method is to do the song as an instrumental, just a nice quiet instrumental. And I'll talk about when in just a moment. So first would be instrumental. Another method would be to sing just the refrain. Just get the congregation used to the refrain, and then over time start adding the verses. So that at least that they can sing along to the refrain, kind of like it would be with a psalm, right? Another method would just be sing the whole song. Just sing the whole song. They'll hear it, and then they'll start to get comfortable and they'll sing along. Another method would be just go for it in mass. So these other methods would be used for when the rest of the congregation isn't necessarily expected to sing, but you could just go for it within the mass as well. I recently, actually a few weeks ago, did that method, just go for it. With my choir, I taught them the refrain to You Are the Way. And a really simple refrain, right? From the Spirit and Song, I can't remember the composer. Anyway, so I had my choir just sing the refrain twice as... Was this a gathering song or was this a sending forth? It was one of those. It was either the gathering or the sending forth. I want to say it was the gathering song, but just the refrain. Okay, so the congregation didn't really know it, but I did prep them with the page number so that they could at least follow along. And my plan is to go over it again in the future so they could participate then. Okay. Another method, I don't really recommend this method, but I have seen this method used by other music directors, is to have a sing-along, and that means, turn to song number 345, and I'll sing the first line, and then you'll follow, and then I'll sing the second line, and then you'll follow. I don't like that method because it's too verbose, I guess. I don't like that much talking. I don't know. So I don't recommend that, but that is another method if that works for you, okay? So again, instrumental, sing just the refrain, sing the whole song, just go for it with your full choir in the congregation, or have a sing-along. Okay, so that's the how. Now let's talk about the when, right? Two great places if you're going to try to do like an instrumental or just a soft version of the song, even if it's an up-tempo song, to just do it more muted or more toned down, would be during the prelude. So if you want to play it before Mass begins, before the commentary is announced, anything like that, maybe 10 minutes before Mass starts, to just do it as a prelude. Another great place would be during the meditation. So by meditation, I mean after communion, after the last person has received the body of Christ, and then the priest is cleaning the vessels. That's a really great place to introduce a new song or an old song then. Again, as an instrumental, or just sing it quietly. Like, I got distracted, sorry. I'm at the park, so there's a lot of distractions here. To sing just the refrain or to sing the whole song, but very quietly, not like full on, if that makes sense. Okay. Other great places, if you're just going to go for it, then just plug it in during that part of the Mass where it belongs. You know, if it's a gathering song, stick it in gathering. If it's communion song, that's a little trickier because communion songs should be geared more towards the community. It should be something that they already know, but how are they going to know it unless they learn it, right? So I kind of understand that. But again, try to use meditation for that, if it's something that's going to be a communion song for them, because it's right after communion anyway. All right, if that makes sense. Or even use it as a second communion song, as opposed to a meditation. So when people are still receiving communion and you've already finished your first communion song, then introduce your new song as the second communion song before you do a meditation. If your community is large enough to warrant that many songs for communion. Or if it's Christmas or Easter. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Okay. Another topic would be how often to introduce these songs or to go over these songs, right? So, I'll use the example of Pange Lingua. So I needed the congregation and my choir to know Pange Lingua for Holy Thursday. So what I did last year is throughout the entire season of Lent, so every week during Lent, I used Pange Lingua as our meditation song. So after communion, I would go right into Pange Lingua. I'd do instrumental first, and then I would start to sing it by myself. When my choir members felt confident enough, they started singing too. So it was like the first week was instrumental, the second week I started singing it, the third week the choir started singing it, the fourth week they sang it again, we even got to the second verse. So it kind of compounded, right? It built on top of each other. So that by the time we reached Holy Thursday, which is when we needed the song, the choir knew it, and the congregation could at least hum along, if not sing along during the procession, right? So that's one example. So do it every week for a season or for a month. That's what I like to do with introducing new songs to my congregation and to my choir, is to take a whole month or take 4 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the amount of time it would take to learn a particular song. If it's particularly tricky, then I'll go maybe 6 weeks and teach them something. But I'll typically use the meditation as the opportunity to teach them. I think I've gone over all my notes on this topic. So again, Allison, I hope that answers your question. I hope one of these techniques will work for you in introducing songs to your congregation. Thanks so much for asking the question, and thank you everybody who asks questions. I love the challenge of kind of figuring out the best way to answer these for you, and if it's something that I'm not entirely sure of, I love the fact that I can go to a mentor of mine or any other music director and just kind of get their input. So it's really exciting for me. I love all of the questions that you ask. So thank you. Again, thanks for commenting. You guys always make my day. You always make me smile when I see a little notification that I've got comments to read. So that's why I try so hard to respond to every single one of you when you do. It doesn't always take me a second, but I do eventually get to your comments. Oh, and if you ever email me, I've noticed a few of you have emailed me. I apologize for taking really long returning emails. It takes longer for me to respond to emails than it does to YouTube comments. So if you need a quick answer, go ahead and comment on YouTube, because I see those notifications a lot faster than I see my emails. Sometimes the emails get stuck in the spam folder, so it takes a while. So for those of you who have emailed me, I apologize that I haven't gotten back to you. But guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, God bless and have an amazing Sunday. Bye.